sports. It's in the game.
I came in nothing but them raps, the clothes on my back, them L-dogs, nothing but them blacks, the A, with a black man is debonair. I'm talking about a black man's heaven here. Shorty, we going where the destination is manifested. We learn how to collect reparations and invest it. I went from dressing the coldest to catching the COVID, to blessed with success to promote it, to just
Yeah, buddy, you ready or not? Don't really care if you was or you wasn't, lil' bruh. From now on, I'm calling the shots. I don't really care about your hating, lil' daddy, LeBron. Your mammy's a pity. Anytime I get beside myself, I remind myself from. Think I gotta go through. I don't like therapists, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a thing blind on top like Goku. Just left Nobu, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the tell the road, told you. Wait, don't even know you. Step right, I'm a long trip. Blink at my VIP. I snack my. One brick, one miss. Rich took his check out.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Lions and the Bills, coming up next.
It has been a season full of twists and turns, and it all reaches a crescendo here tonight as EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the marquee event of the NFL calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Buffalo Bills taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. Certainly two of the Bills defense heading out here in the big one, the Super Bowl. And one of their stalwarts all season long has been this man at corner.
And he's going to have his hands full here. This is one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. And they're more than likely going to look his way. So he's going to have to try and hold his own in what's going to be a tough spot.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Throwing to start the drive. Hoskins. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off the play fake. Hoskins escaping the pressure right. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And that's an early scrambler that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
The Buffalo defense back out there. They've got the 3-0 advantage here as this next drive starts, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Hoskins. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hoskins. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hoskins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 40. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory, right at the 40. They run the counter. It's Armstrong, and he'll be converged on quickly. Maybe gets a yard out of that. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd and 9 now. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bills will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Bills defense ready to go again. They're going to need to bear down a bit with this drive beginning all the way out past the 40-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 3. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
The Buffalo defense back out there. They've had the upper hand so far in this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this 1st down. Throwing to start the drive. Hoskins. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Operating from the gun, Hoskins.
Oh, short pass here taken in by Laporta.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
This to Laporta, right side.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit.
Sam Laporta,
57 yards.
and the Lions are on the board here in this Super Bowl. The Bills defense ready to go again. They'll play with a lead here to begin this 3rd quarter. Looking for another solid half of football to carry them to victory.
Throwing to start the drive. Hoskins. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Ford. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Hoskins. His throw incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Back to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering, because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now a give, right side. Armstrong. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. He digs them partway out of the hole that they're in. It's an 8-yard gain, and it makes it 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he get the 1st down.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. Hoskins. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The Lions turned away on 4th down, and the Bills are going to get the football back. The Buffalo defense back out there. They hold the lead here in this 3rd quarter, but every drive important in a one-score game as this one begins 1st and 10 here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Ford. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Up the middle they go. It's Armstrong as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Hoskins being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Bills defense ready to go again. They'll be looking to get off the field quickly here as this drive begins, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
St. Brown in motion right.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Open man right side is St. Brown. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Back to throw. Hoskins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
The Buffalo defense back out there. They just got the benefit of a beautiful punt a moment ago. So this offense backed up down by their own goal line to start this possession.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
The Bills defense ready to go again. They, you might remember, forced a safety last time they were out there, so they're playing with some confidence now as this drive begins with a first down.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. In motion, the tight end. 2nd and 11. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Second and 10. Looking to throw. Hoskins. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 31 yards. And the Lions have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. The late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect a lead, you must take care of the football.
The Buffalo defense back out there. They're in desperate need of a stop here. Throwing to start the drive. Hoskins. He finds his man, complete. That's Ford. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. St. Brown motioning left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he gets this up past the 30.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a second and 12 after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Armstrong. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard this sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. The Bills defense ready to go again. They're out there trying to protect this fourth quarter lead. So this a big drive as it begins first and 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football. On third down, Armstrong. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll run on first down. It's Armstrong, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Off play action. Hoskins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it third and long. Back to throw. Hoskins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
Another one in the books for us, partner. Always great to be by your side. And both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner, and let's face it, any game we get to watch from up here, It's going to be a blast. Do we want to get a real job? Absolutely not. Let's keep watching the NFL all season long.
What a moment. Commissioner Goodell set to present the Lombardi Trophy to the Buffalo Bills. On top of the world, they are your Super Bowl champions. So that'll do it for another remarkable season of the NFL on EA Sports. For my partner, Charles Davis, all of our crew, for all of you at home, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll do it all again come the fall. Till then, good night from the Super Bowl.
Tripping off grades, I just be making up different reasons for my nieces. From my day I pick enough to keep it up, but ain't no thing straight, cause ain't no reason for this money to stay. Like what you want, what you want. I got Jesus giving money, what you want. I've been sitting and pitching this for a reason to cry. So I'ma say I love you, but keep a look on my eye. Cause I can never really want you less than money or pride. So when I say I really love you, boy, just know it's a lie. Like I ain't mean it, I ain't mean it. I just need another reason for a sickle. Another bag, another season, another description, another feeling. Boy, God, I gave him a lot, but I keep.
Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, can I drop your bag, sass? I've been here from the start. A little snap back, homie with a plug.